So here's our examples for section 7.3, tests of parallelograms. And what we're going to do is just figure out, do we have enough information on these problems to say if this is a parallelogram or not, and why? First one, and again, keep your notes right next to you. Okay, you've got one pair of opposite sides that are congruent and parallel. Look in your notes. Hey, it looks like that last one we just drew. So we say parallel, parallelogram. And the reason is, one set of opposite sides is parallel and congruent. Number two, how about this guy? You're working with angles. Look at your pictures. Look what we drew. Hey, all sets of opposite angles are congruent. This is a parallelogram. Number three, this guy has one set of congruent sides. Is that enough? Well, let's look through your notes. We've got one set of opposite sides. We need two sets. Or we need these guys to be parallel like they were up in number one, and they're not. So this is not a parallelogram. So not a parallelogram there. And number four, we've got opposite sides that are congruent. If opposite sides are congruent, you have a parallelogram. Boom. Some other problems you're going to see are just like the last one. I shouldn't say just like the last ones, but they're very similar to ones we did in yesterday's lesson. So you're going to use a parallelogram property to set up and solve an equation. For example, this guy here, you'd have to recognize, hey, opposite sides are congruent. So this guy equals this guy. And top equals bottom. And then, of course, with angles, same thing. Depending on how much information you're given on an angle problem, you can set it up different ways. With this one, you'll notice the y angles are across from each other, and so are the x angles. So you can use the relationship that opposite angles are congruent. So I can go 2y minus 5 equals y plus 15. And then I can go 3x plus 10 equals 4x minus 35. I'll solve the algebra on this if you want to see it. So it's minus y both sides. So I got y equals 20. And I'm going to move my smaller x to my bigger x's side. Oops, that's a 4. Boom, done. So again, you're really using a lot of the skills we did yesterday with the algebra piece, and the new piece of this lesson is going to come across right here, where you're identifying if there's enough information to say something's a parallelogram or not. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.